Deion Sanders is the betting favorite to become the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And to me, if Jerry Jones makes a decision to give Deion this job, you know they call Deion prime time, and him going to Dallas is going to have a Hollywood movie feel. I love Deion Sanders as a coach. I love everything that he has done up to this point at Colorado, but him in Dallas is going to be a massive flop. It's going to be a Bollywood film down there with him and Jerry Jones. They both have two big egos. They're egomaniacs. I just don't see how it works out. I question if his coaching style is going to resonate with NFL players, because it's a difference when you're coaching college kids versus coaching grown men. You know, coaching in college, all these kids have this, this, they get starstruck when they see Deion, because it's Deion Sanders, but in the NFL, players aren't going to be as starstruck. They're just going to be like, yeah, you one of the best to ever do it, but you feel me? You ain't all that special. So I really think that Deion to Dallas would be a major disaster, but I see it happening. Jerry Jones could want to go out with the bang, and what better way to do so by just bringing in prime time? He'll sell tickets. He'll sell merch. People definitely will watch. I would want to watch, but I wouldn't want to watch the ending of how this thing would transpire.
I don't think it's going to happen. And I think for all the reasons you pointed out is why I don't see it happening. I think it is a disaster. I don't think that the two egos can compete. Jerry couldn't even let a guy that was his friend take the credit. He had to take the credit. I saw an episode not too long ago with TJ Houshmandzadeh talking about it. That he says, you notice how when the Cowboys win, it's because of the owner, right? And when the Cowboys lose, it's everybody else's fault. And it's always the coach's fault. It's never the owner's fault. It's nobody else's fault. And I look at that, and I look at the words of Jerry Jones. That's not Jerry, but Deion Sanders, when saying that he talked to, Jerry Jones, and he likes it in Colorado. He's happy that he would be considered for it, but he likes it in Colorado. And I think that if Dallas was serious about having a coaching hire, Jerry would say, hey, I'm owner, but I'm handing this thing over to my son to take care of this. I'm getting old. You would get to pick your own GM. I don't need to be a part of these football operations.
Jerry
I'm gonna let you
going out like that.
The problem. And that's the problem. That's the problem. And that's why I don't see it happening.
You want to know something funny? I heard Jerry, when they asked him about, giving up power, he went on this story about, when I bought this team, I ain't just buying it just to watch. I bought it to be involved. I was like, wow, Jerry. I think Jerry's one of those owners that, he enjoys working with his sons, which is another added motivation for, why he continues to make the personnel decisions. But I truly believe when he can't make the decisions anymore and he's just too old, he'll give it over to his sons, and he'll tell his sons, no matter what happens, don't you ever, and I mean ever, hire somebody to run this team outside the family. It's mafia.
I believe that. I believe that. And I believe that that's why I don't think Deion Sanders is coming there. And to be honest with you, I'm going to tell you the truth. I think it would be a disaster for Deion to go there, just like I thought it was going to be a disaster when Cam Newton signed with the Patriots. I said, man, you could have signed with anybody but New England. You would have still been playing. Because when you go to New England, if you fail in New England, they don't think you can play nowhere. Okay? And that, obviously he got to go back to the Panthers. But even the Panthers only did because they was at like dire straits, right? And I look at this thing with Deion coming in, I'm like, is he really gonna come in and change stuff? I don't think so. I don't.
He'll be a massive downgrade for Mike McCarthy. A lot of Cowboy fans are going to miss Mike McCarthy, not just if they hire Deion, but whoever they hire, because if they don't hire Deion, most likely it's going to be Kellen Moore. That's somebody that Jerry seems to have a lot of admiration for.
Kellen Moore ain't doing it either.
Yeah.
Remember, he was there. He was there.
He was scapegoated.
Kellen Moore. and he was scapegoated. So you know Kellen Moore ain't coming back. Kellen Moore off rip is like, oh, bro, I was there. You had me there thinking I was gonna be the heir apparent, and you held on to your homeboy who did what you said, and you scapegoated me and fired me. Yeah, I don't see him. I don't see Kellen Moore being an option. I'm gonna tell you, this is what you got to do. All right, look at the names that people ain't talking about. Ben Johnson, throw it out the window. Aaron Glenn, throw it out the window. Right. I know that they're going to interview Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh ain't going to take that job. He didn't take that job. Not when he got a chance to go back to the 49ers. Excuse me. When he got a chance to go back to the 49ers and not have to worry about that until he could get a better option. So that's what it tells me. You got to look at those other obscure people, those people who's willing to just get back in the ring and say, I can do it. So it's a lot of people that people ain't gonna like, but look at those first year coaches who got fired. Look at the Gerard Mayos. Gerard Mayo will do what he say, right?
Yeah.
What's the guy, the offensive coordinator for the Texans? He'll do what Jerry say.
Bobby Slow, yeah.
Right? But when you start to go through and look, those people who establish themselves and who know what they can do, they're not going to go to Dallas.
Yep.
Why?
Jerry.
And so at the end of the day, I think they made a bunch of mistakes. They waited too long to tell him he's not coming back, which took them out today. So they can't interview certain coaches anyway because they're still in the playoffs. And then the other part of it is this. Let's be honest, right? Just stay with me, right? I think the Jacksonville Jaguars job is a hot mess because Baki is still there, right?
Yeah. Oh God.
But let's just be honest. If I'm a coach and I can go somewhere that don't have no state tax, great weather, great life, right? And I know that whatever happens in my first year, they're going to fire Baki. So I'm good for at least 1 year. That's a better option. Or I can go to the Oakland Raiders, which is where I expect people like Ben Johnson to go. But I can go to the Oakland Raiders and I can pick who I work with. What coach wouldn't want that?